welcome back to Learn Golf with Cassie, where Coach Dad teaches me drills and I teach you drills. Oh, by the way, I won't be able to film for Tuesday this week because me and a few of the classes from my year are going to Kenting this week, and so we're going to have 103 hours of fun. Yoo-hoo! No school!
Okay, so yeah, welcome back to Learn Golf with Cassie. Cassie's not here this week. In order to keep our regular Tuesday video slot open, I would do a progress report. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of her shots from 6-7 months ago and compare them to now, and give you a bit of feedback on how her scores have been going over the last 6 months as well. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at some of her shots. This is starting with the driver. Now she's often aiming too far left. As you can see, she was aiming way left on that shot, so I got her to redo this. This was 6 months ago at Dartwin course. When she lets the club swing through, she does really well. And this was a very nice drive. We can see it in slow motion here. She was doing her wrist hinge drill at this stage. Right to the parallel. Drops it in there and then lets the club complete through. She's still not quite releasing the hands through. They're collapsing, but this was 6 months ago. And we fixed her collapsing hands to a higher hands finish about a month ago. And the result is what we see here. You can see her hands finishing a lot higher. And as a consequence, she was hitting the ball about 20 yards further with her best shot. And this was this week, after we've been doing the extra work on getting those hands finishing high. And you can see this is a lovely shot, par 3, almost to the green. And she was hitting the ball about 130 to 40 yards off the tee, just like this shot here. And there's a nice release of the club through the ball, and she's very smooth. So well done, Cassie. Great improvement on your driver. Okay, so we've come to her fairway shots. This was 6 months ago at Dartwin. She wasn't comfortable with her 3-wood, so she would take hybrid, and she'd hit some pretty good shots then. This was out of the rough. Again, she had a little bit of the problem where she would kind of stop and let the hands collapse, so she'd advance the ball but not hit it perfectly each time. So there was 2 examples, a good one and a bad one. Now this was about 2 months ago, where she's taking 3-wood now and she's got more comfortable, so she's getting more distance from the fairway or from the drive off the tee. But up until a few weeks ago she was still collapsing her hands, but this was this week, and we can see that she's letting the club swing through, finishing with higher hands and getting the body turning, and results were much better, as we can see in this one as well. We can see the ball flying off nice, high, long, and great shot there. And as a consequence, she can now hit them to greens and get and save shots. Okay, so now we're coming to the irons. This is a 9-iron, I think, from about 50-60 yards. And this was 6 months ago, and you can see the results from this were not perfect. And here's another 50-60 yard shot with the stopper. If you watched our videos before, you remember this one. And here's a 40-yard pitch. This is a better swing, but we can still see that the body's not turning and rotating around the left foot and finishing high, so it's just coming a little bit short each time. Here's another example. Cassie, this is a chip now from about 20 yards. A long swing and just stab. This one popped up okay, but oftentimes those ones don't. Again, stab. And if you're close to the green, you can get away with it, but this is now a couple of months ago, where Cassie was actually hitting the sand wedge really quite well and swinging right the way through. Still held it a little bit, but enough turn and to finish the shot there. And from the bunker, the same thing. Good high finish, good result. So we've been working on that with her recently, but here's an example of tentativeness and just stopping and not finishing the turn through. And even this week, here's a good example of that tentativeness where the club just stops, the hands stop and the club flicks through. We want her body to be rotating round, and here's another stabber. And unfortunately that shot, when it goes wrong, is a 3-shot problem. Okay, so we're on the putting green now, and this is 6 months ago again, and Cassie was struggling to get the pace of the greens and the feel of those longer putts, which means she was leaving herself 8-footers quite often for her 2 putts. Here's another good example where she just hasn't given it enough roll to get where she needs to be, and leaving herself a 10-footer. And in this case she pulls it to the left. She's got a little bit of habit then of pulling to the left, but another example, not getting the ball to the hole, leaving herself that 7-8 foot putt to try and 2 putts. So that was 6 months ago, and they're back now to this week. You can see she's got a lot better control over the pace of the ball there. Did a really good putt there. Here's about a month ago at Jade Garden, rolling the ball right up to the hole. So much easier to make 2 putts from that distance. A putt from that distance. Here was Bali on Monday, rolling the ball to a range where she's got a very realistic chance of getting the ball in from 1 to 2 feet. Now those putts of 1 to 2, maybe 6 feet, just missing one to the right, shot dropped. This is 6 months ago still, missed it, shot dropped, and made one. But if you have a lot of those putts, you only make 1 or 2, then you drop a lot of shots and your score goes up quickly. So Cassie's, this was on this week, she made 2 very nice 2-3 footers. But that's where we need to help her cut her score down, because sometimes she pulls it or drags it, and here we go from nowhere, a 3 putt, which is a pity because that really messes the score up a little bit. Okay, but overall Cassie's been doing brilliantly this last 6 months. It's a process. She's made lots of progress in her swing. You can see that very clearly. This year's goal was to get onto the golf course more often, and really she just needs to get the time on the course so she can get comfortable. And we had a game on Friday that we didn't video, and her pitching improved massively because we did a session on pitching, which you saw in the last video, letting her body turn and rotate. And she probably knocked off 2 or 3 shots from a score there. So her driving's been way better. She's getting much more distance. Her 3-woods are giving her more distance towards the greens. Her par 5 averages have gone from 9.5 down to about 8.5, so she's sliced a shot off that. And this is only in 10 rounds of golf since we started the YouTube channel. So she's played 10 times in the last 6 months. And she's gone from averaging about 136 down to, on Monday at Bali, she shot 122. And on Friday at Dartwin, which we didn't video, she shot 123. So she's already chopped 14 shots off. And I think over the next 6 months, when we get more time on course, she's going to drop another 10 easily, just by doing a bit better putting, a bit better chipping, and just having more time on course. You just need to get the reps in on the course so she gets the feeling of what she needs to do and when she needs to do it. She's been making pars. You've seen some on the course. Par 3s, she's averaging about 4.5 shots, which is really good. Par 4s, she's averaging about 7.5 shots, and we can get her down to, I reckon, 6.5 in the next few months. And par 5s, she was struggling with them at the beginning of that set of videos we showed 6 months ago, But now she's hitting the ball longer off the tee. Now she's hitting her 3-wood off the fairway a lot better. She's getting up to the greens in 4 to 5 shots instead of 6 to 7 shots. So, yeah, well done, Cassie. I'm really impressed with your great attitude, your effort and your swing. And let's see if we can't improve a little bit more. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'm going to pass you back to Cassie to wrap us up.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, so like it if you haven't already and subscribe. Turn on the notifications bell, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!